Good morning. Now look at the weather. There will be a few showers again today, but like yesterday, many parts will stay dry with sunny spells. Most showers will be light, but an occasional heavier one cannot be ruled out. Temperatures will stay below normal with the maximum around 17 or 18 degrees Celsius, that's 63 degrees Fahrenheit, but keeping a few degrees cooler along the coasts. Winds will be mostly light and variable. And the outlook for Saturday, it'll be rather cool, but with sunny periods and one or two showers with many parts staying dry. That's the weather for today and for Saturday. Good morning.
When cruising the Mediterranean, Karl Haldenberg carries with him a new Audi 80. Why an 80, you might ask? Is it because it's available with four-wheel drive and ABS? Or is it because 1980 was the year Karl made his first million? No. He chose a new Audi 80 because it's one of the few cars in the world made from fully galvanized steel. So, if Karl's skipper should get, a little careless, rust won't be Karl's problem. Of course, getting his guest home again could be Vorsprung durch Technik, as they say in Monte Carlo, Saint-Tropez, Antibes, Juan-les-Pins.
The planet Mars is paradise. Voices are never raised in argument. Never. There's only one sex, so no emotional problems, no fast cars, no noisy discos. Everyone is equal and lives to 803. Me? I sold up and moved to Earth.
Are you ready to get closer? Getting ready to Gillette Blue II. Two blades shave you closer. Let's step into the blue. Gillette Blue II.
When Gyrobank put the newest British bank on the high street, they said, let's keep all the branches open all day and Saturday mornings. Can't be bad, I said. So they put Gyrobank services in all the post offices, even the ones abroad. And why keep customers waiting a month or three for a statement? Gyrobank will send one every time money's paid in. That's the way to do it, I said. Then Gyrobank invented an easier way to pay household bills, followed by the cheapest form of free banking around. You only pay charges for the days you're in the red and not a day longer. Well, fair enough, I said. But what about Visa cards, check cards and cash cards? Simple, they said. Just ask for them straight from home, and that goes for travellers' checks and even personal loans. From home? Now that is the way to do it. But how will people know which leaflet to pick up at the post office, they asked. Put the star of the commercial on it, I said.
Gyrobank. It's simply more convenient. Technologies are replacing each other at an astonishing rate.
Sunday weather-wise, just right for doing all those odd jobs.
But there's one innovation we at Turtle Wax have designed to stand the test of time. New Turtle Extra Car Wax, an advanced formula proven to give you the best performance yet from any car wax. New Turtle Extra. The car wax of the future is out now. Ideal for polishing your favorite vintage car.
This week, Frank Winter's new comedy series, a preview of a new crime drama and another chance to play Starlines, all in TV Times.
Up until June the 11th and right through the big night, Oracle's got the election covered. For the fastest results around the country, keep paging Oracle's election special on 101.
Good morning. It's time now to hand over to Ann Diamond and TVAM's political editor, Adam Bolton, for 3.5 hours of lively discussion with politicians and political experts. Vote 87, Breakfast Special.
morning. Mrs. Thatcher has written her way into the history books. 3 straight terms. It's the first time this century. She's on course for a majority of over 100, but was snubbed in Scotland and Wales. Labour failed to live up to the success of their campaign, while the alliance vote was squeezed. They've lost 4 of their top spokesmen. Good morning, I'm Anne Diamond. It's 6 o'clock on Friday, June the 12th, and you're watching TVAM. For the next 3.5 hours, our political editor, Adam Bolton, and myself will be talking to the new and old faces of this election. And I think you can just take store from those sort of headlines. They're the ones you'll be coming across this morning as you go out and about. Throughout the programme this morning, TVAM is joining forces with ITN for a full roundup of the election news on the hour and half hour. So with the time at 1 minute past 6, let's go straight over to Alistair Stewart at ITN Studios for the news. Good morning, Alistair.
Good morning, Annie. How are you?
Very well, thank you. I've been watching you all night.
Oh, I could do with a cup of cocoa. There we are. Anyway, so Mrs. Thatcher, who asked the country to give her that go on mandate, has got it. She's got her historic 3rd term in Downing Street. When all the results are in, she's expected to have an overall majority of 106. Victory was assured in the early hours of this morning, just after 2:30. Disappointment for the Labour leader, Mr. Kinnock. The breakthrough they'd hoped for just didn't happen. But the biggest losers of the night were the Alliance. Dr. Owen said neither the Alliance nor Labour were able to dent the Conservatives. Jubilant party workers at Conservative headquarters gathered around Mrs. Thatcher with 100 red roses to mark her victory. She told them that they should enjoy the party, but it would be back to business tomorrow.
The greater the trust, the greater the duty upon us to be worthy of that trust. And we will indeed endeavour to serve the people of these islands in the future as we have in the past.
Well, that was Mrs. Thatcher talking just a few hours ago, and now she's back home in number 10, her home for the next 5 years, getting some rest before the celebrations resume later on today. Mr. Kinnock has driven back to London from his Welsh constituency. He got in there with a hugely increased majority, but he's changed his plans. He's not going to join party workers at Labour's headquarters, and instead he went to his home in West London. David Foster is in Downing Street.
Well, just after 4:20 this morning, Mrs. Thatcher returned home here to the place she seems so reluctant to leave. Sleep was top of the list, she said, but then joked that she was actually going inside to do some work. Well, in fact, there is plenty to do. Of course, the uranium problem has still to be resolved. But first call after a spot of sleep will be Buckingham Palace. Already, the Americans have sent their congratulations and have said they're looking forward to doing business with Mrs. Thatcher yet again. Now over to Jeff Mead in Ealing.
Neil and Glenys Kinnock arrived here at their West London home about an hour ago. He looked drawn and tired after a long campaign and a long night. He forced a brief smile for waiting photographers and then went straight inside, refusing to make any comment whatsoever on what had gone wrong for Labour, even after such a successful campaign. The post-mortem will begin later today when he goes to party headquarters. Meanwhile, he's trying, if he can, to get some much-needed sleep. Now back to Alistair in the studio.
But the headline, and there's no doubt about it, is that Mrs. Thatcher is back in Downing Street for an historic 3rd term. Never been done since the 1820s. Just after 2:30, the voters in Barrow and Furness saw her past the winning post. The Tories have won 347 seats, Labour 225, the Alliance 16. That's a terribly bad night for them. The others 6. So, let's see how our computer forecast says what the final outcome will be. We reckon the Conservatives are expected to win 378 seats, giving an overall majority of 106. It's down on their 140 majority last time, but solid enough, more than enough to do 5 years in office. However, the big worry will be how they got on in Scotland. It's the Tories' worst performance there for 80 years. And confirmation that the ballot box of the North-South divide is very real and very worrying. So let's look at how the parties shape up. The Conservatives are down on last time, gaining 12 seats, but losing 27.